Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to the very first episode of Kimversations. I'm Kim, and this is where we talk real life, no filters, no fluff, just raw healing, transparent conversations. This morning started off a little rocky. I had a headache. My pressure was high. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I was even going to record this tonight. But I took all of that as a sign that this was exactly the kind of moment I needed to share with you guys. Tonight we're going to talk about health, pressure, grief, and how we carry all of this as women, as nurturers, as everything to everyone. But this space, this is for us. So grab your tea. Find your quiet space, wherever that may be, and let's vibe. This is just the beginning. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, this morning I got up, I had a headache. I checked my blood pressure, because normally when I have a really bad headache, I check my blood pressure, and I have like a cuff. And it was pretty high. The numbers were like something like 157 over like 101 or what have you. And I immediately texted my girlfriend. She's a nurse. And just, told her a little bit about my symptoms and asked her what can I do really quick to, bring those numbers down, And she gave me some good pointers, and it's stuff that I already know, but I just wanted to get a second opinion real quick. So I called her. She gave me some great information. She told me to sip on some common tea, and you guys know I drink tea every day. So I had some hibiscus tea, and I'm drinking some now as we speak. I hope you guys grabbed your tea or your wine or it's pretty late, so I wouldn't say coffee, but your tea or your wine, while we're talking here, chit-chatting. And I drank my tea. It was right before church, and it came down a little bit, and took me some Tylenol, pain reliever. I took like 2 of them, 200 milligrams, I believe, and that helped with the headache. But it's kind of up and down still throughout the day, but I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better tonight. I'm still elevated slightly, but I feel much better. The headache is gone. I didn't do much today. I totally relaxed. Just kind of kept calm. And I don't know what spiked it. Probably, last night I did indulge in some Oreo cake stirs, and I probably had one too many. I think I had like 3. And those things are like, it's like a sugar bomb. So I had it right before I went to bed. I don't know why I did that, but I just wanted something sweet, and I did it. And woke up with the headache, and I probably shouldn't be eating a lot of sweets like that. I do have high blood pressure. I do take medication for it. So there you have it. Because I'm not really worrying about a lot of things. I've been really just embracing this healing journey, and just really getting into my fitness, really getting into my health, really changing a lot of bad habits, just trying to just really reinvent myself, transform some things, and just become a better person overall. Not that I was so bad before, but I think with this birthday that just passed, it just allowed me to really put a lot of things into perspective and to do a lot of things differently. And yeah, so you guys, just, and I guess I'm just being really just honest with you. I feel like at this age, now I'm 55 now, and you think a lot about death, and having your affairs in order, and just getting your stuff together, because you really don't have a lot of time ahead of you that you have behind you. And a friend and I, we were talking about this the other day, and just about, she was just stating how she thinks a lot about death now that she's older. And and that's what I say, I do too. I think about, just writing my stuff and just getting my affairs in order so my kids don't have to be stressed out about any of those things in the event that, I, succumb to this, this life that I'm living. So it's something that's real. It's something that's going to happen. It's something that we have to face. And, grief, which leads me to grief. Grief is something that I'm sure we all have faced. Just losing a loved one, losing someone very close and very near and dear to our hearts. And for me, it's my mom. It's my mom. It's been 5 years, and I just miss her. I miss her a lot. And I'm so grateful, and I'm so thankful to God for the 86 years that He had allowed her to be in, our lives, my siblings and myself. I only have like 2 siblings that, died before she did, and one brother, I never met him. He was like 3. And then I had a brother, he was like in his 40s, which was like over 20 years ago. So, and I had some nephews, and, that passed away before her. But just losing a mom, it is different. And I never understood it until I had to go through, it myself. I know a lot of people that have lost their parents, their mom per se, but being just to, you would say, you have my deepest sympathy, and you sympathize with them, and you try to be that listening ear and what have you. But it's something different when you go through it. And although I miss my mom so bad, I miss her so bad, and it's very hard some days. Some days are harder than others. But it gets easier. It gets easier. Like I said, it's been about 5 years. The first 2 years of my life was the most trying time. And I thank God for some of my friends that were just there through it all, and was there to just talk me through it all, get me through it. I mean, because I had to really lean on my friends, and my husband. I tried not to you know, burden him so much with my grief, because he lost his mom when she was 47. You know, he didn't get a lot of time with his mom, and I did. My mom doubled the time of his mom, you know, the age of his mom when she passed. So I try not to be, you know, try not to just, you know, carry the sadness, and you know, I try not to burden him with that sadness and just me missing my mom, because I don't want to seem selfish, because like I said, his mom was 47. You know, he was very young, in his 20s, early 20s when she passed. And, you know, he didn't get to spend a lot of time with her. And I got to spend 86 years with my mom. So I thank God for that, because a lot of people didn't get that opportunity. So I always think about that, and I thank God for that. And I know that she's in a good place, great place. I know she went to heaven because she was a good woman. She was feisty. She was spicy. She was spicy, but she was a good woman. So I know she's in heaven with my dad and her parents and her siblings that went before her, and her children that went before her, and her grandchildren, her cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody, you know, they all up there having a grand old time. And I know that she's always with me in spirit and in truth. So, you know, when y'all see this video, this is a trial video. Share your thoughts. And for those that have lost a loved one, let me know in the comments how you're coping, how you're dealing with it. Like I said, as for me, I have my moment. I have my moments. It gets better. It gets better. Now, you're going to always miss. You're going to always miss, you know, your mom, your parents, your loved one. It doesn't necessarily just have to be your mom. It could be for those that have lost kids. Thank God I have not lost either of my kids, but because I just don't even know if I would be able to make it, you know. But it gets easier. You know, you do learn to grieve and go. I'm here to tell you, you do learn to grieve and move on with your life, because that is what your loved one would want you to do. Okay? They would not want you to be here worrying, stressing out, and all that good stuff. They would not want you here doing that. They would want you to move on. You know, they know that you miss them. They know that you love them. They would want you to move on. And that's what I keep telling myself, you know. Mom, she was ready to go. She talked about it often. For those of you that know, you just know. She talked about it often. So she was ready to go. And, you know, it's just the way that I had to let her go was very unfortunate. But I know that we made the right decision. And it was one of those situations where we just had to make that decision and let her go. She was already gone. And, you know, like I said, the first couple of years was the hardest years of my life. But I'm okay now. I'm good. I miss her. I miss her immensely. I miss her. But she's in a better place. I thank God for having her for as long as I have had her. And I am definitely grieving and moving on with my life until I get to see her again. And I know I feel her presence all the time. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Okay, you guys. So, okay, y'all. I think we made it through the first episode of Kimversations. I just want to say thank you. Thank you all for taking this time to sit with me, to listen, and to hold space for this moment. This is just the beginning. I've got so much more to share. Stories, lessons, tears, laughs, and real life conversations about healing, about grief, about growth, faith, family, friendship, and everything in between. So if this spoke to you, if it touched something in your spirit, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your feedback, and maybe your story. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Subscribe to my YouTube. If you want to keep walking this journey with me. Like I said, just take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Work out. Change your eating habits. Work out, even if it's just walking a little bit. Try not to worry as much. Try not to stress as much. Practice peace. Practice what we be preaching. We be preaching about peace. We need to practice it. Now, don't, neglect the obvious, things that life brings our way. Now, deal with it, okay? But deal with it accordingly and don't let it take you all the way out. Like I said, I got this blood pressure situation under control. Believe that it's under control. And as far as grieving, like I said, I've learned to grieve and move. I have my bad days. I just hug on my teddy bear. You guys been watching my T-series. Y'all know I have a teddy bear with my mother's voice in it. Hug on it, talk with her. She's with me at all times. So I'm good. Okay, so until next time, y'all take care of your heart, take care of your health, and take care of your spirit. This has been some good Kimversations, and I'm just getting started. You guys have a beautiful night.